Welcome to the Butcher's Market Steak of the Month Club. We switched things up a little bit today. We're doing cooking inside in the stove, Dutch oven style. Some of my favorite cooking to do, especially during the weekdays, right? Maybe you don't want to fire up that grill. Maybe it's just going straight on stove, straight into the oven. Today, one of my favorite cuts, because we're here in North Carolina, a split boneless Boston butt, and 3 ways to do it. Let's get into it. The Butcher's Market has made this beautiful roast absolutely simple for us to season up and sear. So I'm gonna go with a little standard salt, pepper, garlic on the outside of this. Then we're gonna heat up our Dutch oven, put a little oil in the bottom, and get a nice sear on the outside of each side. That's building up the flavor, right? We want a little caramelization there. The Maillard reaction, the proteins actually turn to sugar. Beautiful golden brown. We'll actually get a little smoke ring from this as well, which is a beautiful thing coming from the oven. So let's go ahead and turn our oven on to 300 degrees, preheat. Now that we've got a good sear, put about 1.5 cups of stock in, whichever you like, chicken stock or beef stock. We've got our oven preheated to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's go ahead and put the lid and slip it in the oven. Each roast is going to be a little bit different. What we're looking for is a temperature of about 205 degrees internal, and that should be shreddable. Now that we've got beautifully shredded pork, aka barbecue, we got to decide what to do with it. And there's so many options. First, let's do a standard Eastern North Carolina barbecue. We're just going to use some of your favorite Eastern North Carolina sauce and toss it right on there. Hint, do it while it's warm and it's going to be so much nicer. Pasta is another great option for this shredded barbecue. We could do a ragu, super simple, right? Bolster up your tomato sauce or your marinara, right? We're just going to saute some onions, add a little bit of garlic in there, maybe some tomato paste for some acid, deglaze with a little bit of red wine. Okay, let that reduce, let those flavors build up, and then we're gonna put in that marinara sauce and really tighten things back up, all right? And that just elevates the entire dish. Now we're gonna fold in some of that shredded barbecue and add that meat to it. Now it's just a big, bold sauce that is ready for that pasta. But we could also add a little heavy cream to it if we want a little more body and a little more richness, make it decadent, knock in a little Parmesan. That's gonna tighten things up too, but look at those bubbles, just sheen, building, flavors, compounding, and then we're gonna go ahead and put a little pasta in there. The starch in the pasta is gonna continue to thicken things up. If it's too tight, put a little of that pasta water in there in the end if you like, but just spin that right onto a plate, and that is a gorgeous dish. So a third option here, carnitas. Let's go Latin with it. Let's have a little fun. Let's crisp things up. Let's get some big, bold flavors and some extreme texture here, right? So you're gonna take some of that shredded pork, heat up some lard in a cast iron. I love a cast iron pan because it holds onto that heat. Go ahead and push it down. Use a spatula if you like to get a little positive pressure there. We're looking for a crunch, a textural contrast. Put a little bit of that cumin in there, a little bit of Mexican oregano. Maybe squeeze some lime in there if you're feeling so bold. And let's go ahead and flip that, crunch on both sides, put it in a tortilla, top it off with a little salsa, maybe a little onion or shallot, a little cilantro, and you are ready to go. This is a bite fit for a king and or queen. There you have it, team. 3 options, but barely scratching the surface of what you can do with this lovely cut of pork shoulder or pork butt, one of my favorites. So, you know, the Eastern North Carolina sauce, the pasta dish, the carnitas, you know, we're visiting different places in the world with this same shoulder. They're just all lovely approaches to it. And thanks again to the Butcher's Market, making it easy for us, and hope to see you next month with another exciting episode of the Butcher's Market Steak of the Month. See you, team.